action.
More live here in just a moment or two, but let's briefly look ahead a fortnight. The only trouble is we cannot predict what will happen. Mike Tyson, Andrew Golota at heavyweight, Friday night, October the 20th, from Auburn Hills near Detroit. You can watch what happens from the safety of your own home. A special event on Sky Box Office. The number for information, 08705 800 888. That's 08705 800 888. Johnny Nelson tops the bill live here tonight shortly. But another youngster first, live. Light middleweight Jamie Moore from Salford. 7 straight wins, like Price before tonight. Promising southpaw. Let's rejoin Mike Goodall.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest of the evening is a light middleweight contest of 4 3-minute rounds. Between and introducing, firstly, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the yellow trunks, coming from Brighton and weighing 12 stone exactly. Tonight competing in his 52nd professional contest, please welcome Leigh Wicks. And across the ring, ladies and gentlemen, in the blue corner, wearing the all-black trunks, fighting out of Salford in Manchester, weighing 11 stone exactly, undefeated as a professional, 7 wins from 7 contests, 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome to Doncaster, Jamie Moore. Your referee for this contest, Mr. Phil Kane, and this is 4 3-minute rounds.
When you told them what you had, touch gloves and come back at the bell.
Well, here's another young talent, 21-year-old Jamie Moore, trained by Steve Foster in Manchester. 7 wins out of 7 so far. In with the journeyman Leigh Wicks here. He's in a kind of Tyson-like garb, I've noticed here. Moore doesn't seem to have any socks on underneath those black boots, black trunks.
Well, Tyson did influence an awful lot of young fighters.
Let's hope he didn't influence them too much.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Leigh Wicks, 35 now, from Brighton. Coming in as a pretty late substitute here. Due to go just the 4 rounds, this. That's not a knockdown.
Well, he's been around a long time now, Leigh Wicks. He's a pretty knowledgeable journeyman.
Actually retired for a couple of years in the mid-1990s, but he's come back. And ever available to fill in, it seems.
Well, he's one of the real characters. At one time had a bit of ability and started off pretty well with Terry Lawless.
A couple of good shots getting through from Moore, who's not looked bad when we've seen him so far. Still very much in the foothills, finding his way. In his last fight, he forced Kobakulu to retire in a couple of rounds down in London. Bit of blood on the nose already of Leigh Wicks. Sounds like he's got a fair bit of support in the arena as well. Young Jamie Moore here.
Moore looks strong and aggressive, and he keeps sticking a solid southpaw jab into the face of Wicks.
Phil Kane is the referee. Good body shot from Moore. He quite favours those I've noticed before. These look quite damaging. Certainly troubling Leigh Wicks here, who grabs on, holds on, tries to buy a bit of time.
Well, Wicks is coming at very short notice, and those sort of shots will be hurting him.
Touches down there after a jab, but they reckon he just lost his footing. So, no count. That's certainly right. Moore's first round. You're looking at Jamie Moore, unbeaten, 21 years of age. He won the East Lanxon Cheshire ABA title in his days with the Halton Police Amateur Boxing Club last year. Novice pro, but he looks quite reasonable, doesn't he?
Yes, he's strong, he's aggressive, and you're putting them straight shots together well.
Second round. Jamie Moore straight away in with the left hand. Boxing, you'll notice, out of the southpaw stance. Again, a good body shot, and he followed it up with that straight left to the head too. Moore very dominant. Very tough this for Leigh Wicks, coming in at really just a few hours' notice. Next up, it's Johnny Nelson's world title fight, so do stay with us.
And Wicks is trying to use that jab, trying to keep Moore off, but it's so hard. That's a pretty stiff jab that Moore's throwing.
He looks most effective when he throws in the body punches, Moore. And that may be the key here.
Well, Wicks took a long look over at his corner there for a bit of advice.
Tough to know what to say, really.
Just keep your hands up and keep your elbows in. He's getting hit quite a bit, cuffed around with these shots.
There's such a difference, really, in terms of ambition, isn't there, between these two?
Yes, there is. A few years ago, this might have been a pretty hard-fought contest, but Wicks is just trying to hang in there, and there's lots of punches coming from Moore.
It's one young man trying to make his way with plenty of desire and hunger. The other, at the journeyman stage, is really just there for the pay nights these days. Is showing. Good body punches, left hooks to the body.
And he's keeping plenty busy, throwing that left and then mixing it up with rights and hooks to the body.
Whatever they're going to pay Leigh Wicks, he'll have earned it.
Well, it's pretty one-sided stuff.
Last few seconds of this second round. Still to come, Johnny Nelson against the big puncher from Australia, Adam Watt, for the WBO Cruiserweight Championship, topping our bill tonight. Impressed with Jamie Moore, Glenn?
Well, he's doing the right thing. He's making it very hard work for Leigh Wicks to stay in there, throwing a lot of punches, 136 and landing 62. Wicks not getting much success. He's having to cover up all the time. Yeah, he's going about his work quite well, Moore.
On his debut, he had to get off the floor to win against Clive Johnson of Basingstoke in 3 rounds. It was a pretty heavy knockdown as well. He showed his character that night, Moore, and has clocked up 6 more wins since. Be something of a shock if he didn't keep his unbeaten record here, the way this is going. Black Trunks, the youngster from Salford in Manchester. Right. 52nd pro fight tonight for Leigh Wicks from Brighton.
Hands up, Jake. Hands up.
Looking for some heavier artillery now, Moore. It's just survival on the agenda, I think, for Wicks. Blocking some of them with the gloves, but a fair few getting through as well.
Well, he's having to work awfully hard, Leigh Wicks, just to survive in there. Some pretty good shots going in for Moore.
It's part of the necessary learning experience, this, for young fighters like Jamie Moore, but I think you have to say as well, Glenn, it's not especially competitive, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, Wicks knows his place. He want to get through it. He'll want another PA night in a week's time, probably. But, you know, he just hasn't got the firepower, really, to have an impact on Moore.
Mixing it up quite well, though, Moore. Looking reasonably well schooled.
Right.
Well, the smiles from Wicks over something, but he hasn't really got a lot to smile about in there. He's a really likeable character, Leigh Wicks.
But basically, one-way traffic, this. Get the bell to end round 3. Moore winning all the rounds. There's only one to go, and after that, we'll have our top of the bill tonight, featuring Johnny Nelson. There he is, 6th defence of the WBO Cruiserweight Championship for him tonight, against a dangerous, if raw, Australian in Adam Watt. It's quite an interesting one, Glenn.
Yes, it is an interesting one. I mean, Nelson can't afford to make any mistakes. Can't afford to leave that chin exposed for a second. I mean, he's normally pretty careful, but you know, he really has to be careful in with a big puncher.
Says he's done an extra week's training for this fight, Johnny Nelson, who does have that mentality, a happy one, really, a feeling as if he's hunted while he's the champion. It's a good way to approach it. He still manages to fight with the fire of a challenger. No complacency. Last round of this one. Leigh Wicks in the yellow trunks, losing every round here, we reckon, against this 21-year-old from Salford, Jamie Moore. Too early to say, really, how good Moore might turn out to be.
Yes, it is, and I think you really need to see him in a competitive fight to get a good assessment, you know, because this is pretty negative work from Wicks, who's, you know, trying just to survive and get through this and give Moore a few rounds. But we need to see Moore in with somebody who's really come to win.
Having said that, Moore doing nothing wrong. Good southpaw jabs from him, body punches as well. But he was on the floor on his debut. Are there weaknesses there waiting to be re-exploited by somebody? Good left hook to the body from Jamie Moore.
Yes, he has got decent variety. He looks quite aggressive and strong, but you know, he mixes it up well.
Looks a useful puncher, if not a really concussive one, Moore. Doesn't look as if he'll be taking the full distance here, albeit only 4 rounds. He's jabbed well, hasn't he?
He has jabbed well, you know, for somebody who's pretty short and stocky and muscular. He uses that jab quite a lot. Well, he's obviously learning a bit under the guidance of Steve Foster, the Viking.
No upset in the form book here. Leigh Wicks shooting a smile at the referee. And at anybody else, really. Just to show he's taken a few shots, but he's well on his way here to going the full distance. Picking up his pain out and waiting for the phone to ring again next week, no doubt. Moore's won every round, though, beyond dispute.
And a pretty painful way to get a few quid for Leigh Wicks.
So Moore extends his unbeaten run to 8 fights, 8 wins, half of them inside schedule, though. Other than a learning experience for him, I'm not really sure what that little exercise proved.
No, he just gets a win and he moves on, and that's what he's got to do in his career. Quite a lot of punches thrown from Moore and land a decent success rate, 36%. You know, so he was some decent stuff going in there.
Looks quite promising. Jamie Moore from Salford.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds, the referee scorecard reached Leigh Wicks 36 points, Jamie Moore 40 points. The winner, Jamie Moore. And appreciations, please, for a competitive performance from Leigh Wicks.
You know, that was worth it, only to hear that Ian Dart didn't understand what it was for. What was it for?
Well, it was for to build his record, improve him, and get him going, used to going the distance against a good trial horse like Leigh Wicks, and a tough guy. He's strong and persistent. He lacks speed, needs to work on his movement and variety to combat that. But got real ambition will take him a long way, and Steve Foster and him have a lot to work on.
Doesn't look a champion over 4 rounds, does he? But he could be the style of fighter, like Steve Foster's trainer, who would grind somebody down over 12 rounds, and those type of fighters are hard to stop.
Sounds very gruesome, actually.